No, we don't need those titles today. Definitely not. I'm not in the best of moods. It's very early in the morning. It's Sunday. Should be laying in bed, having a nice cup of coffee and perhaps a slice of buttered toast. But no, I'm not. I'm in this diesel Safira. Not sure how you pronounce it. Vauxhall Safira, is it? Who really cares? It's not my car. And why, you ask, am I not in my e-NV200? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know the story. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, then you've got no clue. So I'm about to fill you in and let you know what's been happening over this last couple of weeks. I'm just going to move that more central. So, coming up to 2 weeks ago, I was on the school run. Excuse me, I must apologise. It is very early. I've not spoken to anybody. Apart from this camera, I'm speaking to myself. So I'm a bit croaky this morning. So yes, coughing aside, let's get back to the story. So I was on the school run. That's how we make our money. We take children to school, multiple schools in the morning, collect from various schools in the afternoon, my wife and myself. And on this particular afternoon, I was just parking up in the school car park, and yeah, I wasn't quite parked straight enough in my opinion, in my kind of autistic way. I didn't feel I was quite straight and parallel to the car next door. So I pulled forward, popped it back into reverse back a little bit more square. And then I went to put it into park. It wouldn't move. The gear shift select would not move. It was stuck. And then I look at the display and it says I-key error. Now obviously we know a little bit about these I-keys, and I'd seen it on other videos over the past when we was considering buying an EV and a Nissan. And so, you know, this sort of thing happens when your key battery, the key fob battery, is on its last legs. Obviously, it's a new car, so I didn't think it'd be that. And then, with a matter of seconds after that error had come up, we then had T/X transmission. I presumed at the time, and that's exactly what it was. Transmission, a transmission fault. So what did I do? Well, I panicked. But after that sort of 4 seconds of panic, I remembered reading the manual. So sometimes I do read manuals, and sometimes I do bits of research. And I used my key and I popped out the little plastic peg, the little cover on the gear shift select, and I managed to manually override and put it into park. So yeah, I went on Twitter, did a little video, and I'll probably put the video up here somewhere, the video of the error. And many helpful people said, put your key closer to the start button and do this and do that. But unfortunately, none of those things were ever going to work. So I called the RAC, and it was probably about an hour and a half later, recovery vehicle came. I had other problems to deal with, but I won't get into that. But anyway, yeah, I went under a barrier, a height restriction barrier in my e-NV, and obviously after that, but we got somebody out that took the barrier down. But yeah, I helped him push it up to his wagon, and then he got it on the back of there. And I was with 3 children, and I said, you know, I presume you've got a cab in the back of this thing and you can take us. Oh yeah, no problem. He said, you all going to the garage with me? Oh, no, I live 3 or 4 or 5 minutes away. Could you drop us there on your way? Oh no, I can't do that. That's not on my ticket. I can only take you to the garage. Oh, thanks a lot then. So I see my car drive off, leaving us stranded. Anyway, obviously I've got my mobile phone, I can ring for a taxi. But the caretaker who had come out to take away this barrier to get us out asked me what I was doing and kindly offered to give me a lift, which was very good of him. But yeah, everyone's got to have rules. Without rules, the world would be in chaos. But come on, don't be a total cock, just drop me off, it's on your way. Anyway, that aside, so now I'm not very happy. The e-NV, the £30,000 van, has been driven away, and I'm not particularly in a good mood. The next day I ring the dealership. Wait on, I really should have a checklist. I'm always bollocking the kids, telling them not to use Americanisms. I should have had a tick list. Yes, but I don't have a tick list, and I am trying to drive the car safely. But yeah, I rang the dealership and explained that it was coming to them. The e-NV was on its way to them. And I said, what do I do about a loan vehicle, a courtesy car, until we're back on the road? You need to ring the RAC back. It seemed a bit odd. Anyway, I did. And sure enough, they said, yeah, of course, Mr. Clayton, you can have a car. Oh, I've just given my name away. So anyway, they basically arrange a 5-seat car for me, and they're going to do what they can to conserve money and not spend over the odds with courtesy cars. But they're basically renting me what in effect was a Corsa at the car rental place. So obviously that wasn't good enough. I rang them back and said, look, I've got a 7-seat car, I've got 6 people in my family. In a couple of nights I'm going to, we're going on a weekend away. A weekend away where we were going to go to the Laurel and Hardy Museum. A weekend away where we was going to show the capabilities of the e-NV again. Oh no. Anyway, right now that's all in jeopardy because we can't get a car big enough. And they absolutely refused point blank to provide us with a car large enough for my family. So I put the phone down. What can you do? Anyway, the following day, I thought this isn't good enough, so I rang them again. Twice I rang them and said, look, it's not rocket science. We've spent £30,000 on a big vehicle to accommodate my big family, and you're providing me with this titchy car. And no matter how long I persisted, no matter what logic I threw at them, they said, our Nissan Promise, whatever crappy, ridiculous title they give that Nissan Promise, might even just be Nissan Promise. They said, sorry, that's it. We guarantee where we can to keep you on the move, but evidently not everyone. So I'm going to leave some of the kids back at home. So then I called the dealership, and they acted in a more human way, a less robotic way, and they said, leave it with me, we'll sort something. And sure enough, they did. Their additional pressure on customer services led to them calling another car rental company. Original car was from Enterprise, and now they had arranged a new car for us from Europe Car, where I'm in right now. This car is from Europe Car. I'm very mindful of the time. I'm going to try and speed things up. But yeah, Europe Car called me and said, look, we've been instructed by Nissan to arrange you a courtesy car. So we've got you a nice brand new Clio with... A Clio? What good is a Clio to me? Anyway, again, multiple phone calls and messing around. And eventually, we got this beast. The 5-seat plus 2 in the boot. And Vauxhall Zafira. And do you know what? I was actually happy with it. Alright, we've had a lot of inconvenience, but now I can get, you know, we work hard and I look forward to weekends away. And here we are now, our weekend is no longer in jeopardy. We can all go as a family. Okay, we're not making a video about the Laurel and Hardy Museum or our experiences in the e-NV, but we can get away. And that was all well and good, and I thought, well, you know what, we've got this over the weekend. And it wasn't very practical. Poor little daughter of mine, 6 years old, sat in the boot, one of the boot seats down, everything literally packed around her, and we were travelling light, you know, we were not on a major holiday, it's just a weekend away. And I'm having to shout because I appreciate it's a noisy car and the phone is quite away from me. So yeah, she had things falling on her head, wasn't happy with it. Obviously, she's 6 years old, she's going to grumble. Anybody would grumble if they've got a suitcase landing on their head. But it doesn't matter, does it? Because, of course, the dealerships told me they've ordered the part for the car. Oh, it'll be here soon enough. Get our car back, we'll put up with this beast for a bit longer. And days pass. So, I chase it up. I'm just still told the same story, the parts are on order. We're not sure when they're coming, which we're trying to find that out. So I rang customer services, and basically they told me that this particular part was not available in Europe. Yeah, there might be mountains of boxes down at Barcelona where they manufacture the van, but they can't touch them. Whoo! Okay. All right. So where's it coming from? It's coming from Japan. Have I said that already? I don't know. Yeah, it's coming from Japan. And when's it coming? Well, that might... I can't really tell you that because they're not actually... This part is not manufactured yet. It's on back order. We're waiting for it to be made. And then we can establish a fixed delivery date. Oh, fantastic, I thought. Wonderful. Well, okay. It transpires now that this diesel clunker is not going to be a temporary measure. It could go on. How long is this going to go on for? A bit like this video. Is it going to be 2 weeks, a month, 3 months? But yeah, at this point you can't push people because they know not a lot. But I said, look, this vehicle was okay as a stopgap to get us through the weekend, but it is not practical for work. It's not practical for us as a family. I need something more suitable, more in line with the 7C e-NV. I don't care what it is, get me one from somewhere. Okay, we'll look into it. I had a catch up on, not catch up, I caught up with this lady from customer services at the end of last week, and she had some positive news. The positive news was, yes, this part from Japan will arrive in Amsterdam on the 5th of October, I think. If it's wrong, I'll put it at the bottom here. I don't have anything with me apart from my feeble brain. So, and then it has to get from Amsterdam to Hull. So what I'm getting to is that absolutely being positive and that everything slots into place, everything falls into place on this plan, that we are going to be without our van for 3.5 to 4 weeks. Now, some people may say, well, that's absolutely fine, they've helped you out, you've got a car, you can fit your family in that car, add a squeeze, add a push, you're still managing to work and do your job, and you should be happy. Well, I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy that we spent all this money, the car has failed so soon, and that customer services couldn't give a flying toss about our inconvenience. So I was a bit more pushy on the last conversation, and I said, I want a car that has got at least 7 seats. I was told that basically she'd looked across the Nissan fleet and there was nothing available. So what? I don't care. Okay, next option they gave me. Why don't you ring around and see if you can get something more suitable from another rental company, car hire place, and we'll reimburse you up to the cost of £35 a day. I don't need to ring anyone. I do not need to be wasting my time ringing anyone. because I'm not going to get a 7-seat or 8-seat or 9-seat vehicle that's suitable for us for £35 a day. So I've tried my best to be patient. I think I've done a good job, actually. I think I've done a very good job in being very polite, but unfortunately in life, when we are polite, when we are very accommodating, people tend to not listen to us. People tend not to fully appreciate how grieved we are with a given situation. So where am I going right now? Well, we could have lived a few days with some older booster seats, car seats that we've got at home. They're all suitable, they're all legal, but some are on the last legs and whatever, and all the better ones are in the e-NV200, because of course it was just taken. I didn't think to have a pile of car seats around me in the car park and try and manhandle them with, you know, perhaps a 5-year-old helping me to carry them. So I'm off to the dealership now. It's early in the morning. I've got things to do today, so I've got to get this out of the way first. I can't bring anybody in this car with me, because of course when I put all the car seats in, there's no space left. So I'm going to my e-NV. It's allegedly in the dealership forecourt on his car park, on there. And I'm going to climb over the fence, whatever, and over the barrier, and try and get everything into the car. So there we go. Just a little final thought on this, which I think demonstrates Nissan's lack of interest in our situation. Is that after this conversation, day and a half ago, whatever, 2 days ago, they said to me, after my increased pressure to try and get a more suitable vehicle, she said, you have to remember that we could, and I'm going to put, I record all my phone calls, not because I'm a cock, but because I don't have the best of memories at times, and my wife will say, what did so-and-so say? Nothing to do with the car, anything in life. What did your mum say about this or whatever? And I can replay it, because I forget things. You know what? I think I've got lost. So anyway, we'll get back. Yeah, I record all my calls, and here, why not? Let's have a listen to the lady telling me that we should be lucky to have this wonderful car, because frankly, all they needed to do was give us a Micra. Let's have a listen now. The car stalled. It's wonderful, it does it all the time. Sorry, let's have a listen now.
Obviously the situation that you're in, and we are honestly doing our very best to get something suitable for you, but our commitment to keeping you mobile is just that. We don't offer like for like. It's not part of our terms and conditions of the warranty or our commitment to keeping you mobile. We simply just have to offer you a vehicle. That could be the Nissan Micra. We don't say in our terms and conditions that we'll get you a like for like. We'll
so there we have it.
Do our best.
What understanding? £30,000. Sorry, I'm looking at road signs. I don't know this side of town. I'm in the villages west of the city, and I'm lost. But yeah, so what? Yeah. Thanks very much, Nissan. I'm very grateful to have this car. You know, I would much prefer the £30,000 car that I paid for, rather than being without it for the better part of a month. I've tried to make videos that are positive about Nissan. I've tried to make videos that are positive about the e-NV, and yeah, we've had issues recently that have caused us to question the ownership of the vehicle. What with the battery overheating and a 10+ hour journey from Gatwick to Hull. Now this. And it's not so much that parts failed. I'm a realist, I know things fail. The daughter bought a laptop 2 weeks ago from Argos. This thing's obviously been manufactured, gone through some sort of quality control checks. She takes it out of the box, turns it on, and the screen's all... It's not right. Electronically, I don't mean damaged, it was... So things go wrong electronically. Despite things and all the best intentions in the world, things do not always come out of the factory with a super long shelf life on them. Sometimes things come out and they're destined to fail. So any part can fail, I know that. But what I don't like is this lack of care, this lack of responsibility, this lack of customer consideration. I've spoken before about Hyundai. And I tell you what, we had a 5-year RAC cover on that vehicle, and we didn't once, I'm not, no word of a lie, we never called the RAC once on that vehicle. Never. And I tell you what, when the dealership, as crap as they were, the Hyundai dealership, awful, useless, dangerously incompetent, but when they tried to put us in an i10, which is some tiny mini type thing, and we had an i800 with 8 seats, no, they weren't going to shift. I called customer services at the time, and they put us in the exact same car. Did they have one? No, they didn't have one. They had to hire one in. So that is the difference, and this is very revealing. Here we are with Nissan. You know, it's a very expensive car. It's not a cheap thing, and I believe that there should be some level. I don't really care actually, I'm going to say something wrong there. I'm going to say there should be a commensurate level of service against the money value that we spend. Well, that's not true. If you spent £6,000 on some tiny little car and it goes wrong, you still expect service. I'm just pulling up to the dealership now. So here we go, I'm going to try and find the vehicle. So yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy whatsoever. Right, let's see if I can see where it is. Let's hope they haven't moved. It's there. So when all is said and done, problems are... Actually, I'm just going to have to try and get on the grass here. Things go wrong. Yes, things go wrong indeed. I don't care what car you've got, things can go wrong. Well, I've known people in the past, managing directors, owners of companies that have driven around in Mercedes, BMW X5s, and I tell you what, alright, we're talking probably double the cost of my car and more. But these people have got to where they are in life. Many times, sometimes, there's all kinds of reasons why. But sometimes they've got there through luck, sometimes they've got through there through tenacity, and a lot of time they've got there because they're a pain in the ass to people. And I can tell you now that the people that I've known in the past that have owned these very expensive vehicles, if they'd had a fault with their X5 and they took it down to the local BMW dealership and the dealer said, look, here we go, have a Mini for the weekend, or have some crappy 3 Series for the weekend, or for the week, or for a month, they would be getting very, very shouty. Not the way I am. But I tell you what, we are now at a position, I'm about to throw all these things in the car, we are now at a position where I'm thinking about what we do next. And I am at the point of putting in a letter of formal rejection because A, the car has failed, B, we are without it for the thick end of a month, and C, we've got rapid gate, which we was assured that wouldn't be an issue with the thermal management, which it evidently is. You see, this isn't just about this occasion. This is about every next occasion, every next time that we need. Whenever we're off the road, are we going to have the same fight to get a suitable size car? And right now, we're not really in a suitable size car. Nissan offered to, on the last conversation, to loan me a 7-seat X-Trail. bigging it up. It's the brand new one. It's the, you know, it's the best one. Oh, but I would tell you this. Nissan do not recommend that you put child booster seats on the 2 back seats. Oh, thanks. Fantastic idea, that, isn't it? Yeah, it's only like I'm not carrying any children, of course. The car's full of children. What good is that to me? Come on. I am getting to the point of just total I'm just exasperated with the whole situation. Right now, I shouldn't be driving across town in the early hours of the morning to go empty my car of all my property. I should be lying at home. Mrs. C bringing me a nice cup of coffee and some buttered crumpets. Better than toast. Holds the butter better. Helps me maintain my wonderful round shape. Anyway, this is it for now. I'm going to go fill the car with stuff. We'll keep you informed. But I will come back. I will make another update video as and when we know what's happening. This is bang out of order. If you've managed to get through this 28 minutes of me waffling and moaning, well done. But I tell you what, if you're thinking about buying a 7-seat e-NV200 as a family car, and you've got a big family like us, and you think that Nissan are going to look after you, they're going to give you an appropriate sized car if you're off the road, then think again, because they're not going to do it. You're going to be in a situation like us where you're fighting for every little scrap, every little ways and means of trying to get them to accommodate us as being a fight. It's not right. Anyway, I've got to go empty this car now. Who knows where we're going after this, because I genuinely don't know. This maybe could be the end of the adventure for us. I really don't know. We're not environmentalists. I do care about the environment. I don't want anybody thinking I don't. Lots of things in life that I don't like. This modern life we live, this modern world we live in. But we didn't buy this car to save the planet. Because if everybody was doing the same thing, then I say, yeah, that's a great idea. But they're not. 99.9% of the cars around me right now are powered by diesel and petrol. So no, we didn't buy it for that. We bought it to save costs. And we bought it, we thought we was buying a reliable vehicle. And we've not got that. So yeah, I wanted, you know, there were not many videos about the e-NV200. And I thought, look, let's give people our experiences. Let's us show the people that, yeah, this can be done. We can go from a fossil fuel burning vehicle to an electric vehicle, and we can do it easily, and we can get over whatever hurdles we need to. But here we are with this problem. So here we are at the car. Obviously the car's in bits because they're not going to do anything. They've taken it all to pieces and are waiting for the parts they need. I've got to try and get to my car seats through all this. I did call them, but in fairness, they've probably not had sufficient notice. Been trying to be fair to the dealer. But right now, let's move this part of the car. Hey, look at this. Just try and get into the back to basically move this seat to get into the back, to get the seats out the back. Pop! It's just an absolute joke. An absolute joke. Right, I'll try and fix this now. Right, it seems I can't fix it. It's some kind of rivet of some nature. I can't put it in. So I'm going to have to just climb over the seat. So I'll just take this off because obviously it's not doing anything. Not going to help anyone that. So I'll put that there. I'll also try and clamber over to get the bits I need. Right, best take a photograph of this and then I can email the dealership. So there we have it. I've rescued the car seats and phone chargers and what have you. For obvious reason, the car is in bits. They'll take it to pieces. They're going to leave it like that until such time as they receive the part they need. But it's just that frustration of pulling that tab to get into the back. Not with any, you know, I'm not Captain Caveman. I'm not yanking at it like some sort of imbecile. I just pulled it up and car behind me. Pulled it up and it just snapped off. I'm at the point now, I tell you. This car's got to last us 5 years. That means the car has got to last 5 years. It's not complicated. What's he doing? Is he a fella walking across in front of me? So it's got to have materials that are fit for purpose for longevity. And the last car that we had, if you would have got into that car as a new car and then fast forwarded 6 years, in the blink of an eye, and you looked around that car, you would have found very little difference. We looked after it, very clean, nothing broken, nothing particularly scratched or damaged. And I pull a little pull tab and the thing just comes off in my hand. You've got to ask yourself, what else can we buy for £30,000? Anyway, enough of this. We're at half an hour now, probably. Thanks for watching. If you're considering buying an e-NV200, think very seriously about it. And it's not just this car. Think very seriously about buying a Nissan full stop, because if you're in a similar situation, Nissan are not going to treat you any different to what they're treating us. You're not going to get some special treatment. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I've said that once already, but I was just a bit somewhat annoyed by that thing snapping off, and just wanted to show you the inside the car. Not making any point with that. The car's in pieces for a reason. The car will go back together once they get this particular part from Japan. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye-bye.